What's up, everybody? Andrew Tice here from Integrated Power Washing Services in Warner Robins, Georgia. Coming to you today. We're doing a deck, and I want to kind of talk about this type of deck that we're washing today. It's an extremely dirty deck. The wood's fairly decent. It's definitely salvageable. Not a lot of rot. Actually, no rot. Not a lot of feathering of the wood. There's a little bit, but not a horrible amount. Mainly because it's mostly shaded, which is why it is so dirty. A couple of things to remember when doing decks like this is, number one, try to determine your process before you get here. That way you have all your stuff with you. But not only that, you need to make sure that you know on a deck like this that's dirty, you may not know that it actually has stain on it already. As you see, this wood has a stain on it. I did not know that when I first got here to bid this job. Now, this isn't a horrible thing just because I'm going to put an oil-based over top of it. So even if it is a water-based, it's okay because I'm going to take most of that off with my solution. I do have sodium hydroxide with me. I am going to put that in my solution for something like this. But your process for something like this is going to be kind of like this. You're going to pre-wet this deck. You're going to pre-wet it to loosen everything up, to get everything started on releasing from the wood, and then you're going to apply your soap. Now this, we're going to go pretty strong on this. And the key to getting really nasty decks and fences like this clean is dwell time. You've got to let it sit. Be ready to reapply soap in spots where the biological stuff has basically soaked it up and it's dried almost instantly. Now this has got 6 ounces a gallon of hydroxide in it, so it's pretty hot stuff for just cleaning a deck. But as I said, there is stain on this. I don't know if it's water-based because I didn't see if it was. I didn't see it when I came here to estimate. So, but it looks like to me like it is not oil-based. It is water-based, which isn't a big deal because it's so old. I'm going to take most of this off when I'm cleaning, and the oil will go right over and penetrate right through it. So it's not really a huge deal. So we're going to wash it off here in about 5 minutes and see what we come up with. Off the deck, and now I've mixed up my oxalic. I just want to show you what oxalic does to what I'm going to do this first half of this board here. Just this first half here. I want you to see what it does. You know, you see hydroxide darkens wood when it cleans. So this brings a little bit of the color back. You can see the line right there where I stopped. Okay, so oxalic is important. It makes it look better right away, but it has so many more properties than that. It prevents nail bleed or rusting of these fasteners, even though these are probably galvanized nails. I used some pretty strong caustics on this, so using oxalic afterwards is a must. It's not even an option. If you don't know where to find oxalic, wood bleach, it's also called, but yeah. So I washed this with a 6 ounce a gallon hydroxide, 4% sodium hypochlorite mixture. I let it dwell for about 20 minutes. I washed it off, and it's actually turned out really well. And as you can see, the oxalic is going to bring a lot of the color back to the wood. How much ox do I use and how long do I let it sit here? This was 4 ounces a gallon, which is about normal. 3 to 5 ounces a gallon. I went with 4 just because it seemed like being in the shade, it's not going to flash dry, so I can let it sit a little longer. Dwell time is going to depend on obviously how dirty your wood is, how long you can let it sit, and you know what your desired effect is. If you're just cleaning, you know, you don't have to let it sit very long at all. If you're going to stain afterwards, or if you've used a lot of caustic, hydroxide or metasilicate or even bleach, you want to let it sit for a while, let it work for a while. But all said, all done for this stuff, about 10 minutes. So on fences, I don't rinse it. I leave it sit and I let it dry, and then it's, you know, the water washes it away, and I've never had any issues with that. So thanks for watching, guys. There'll be more to come. So guys, this is the deck, all stained, all done. We went with a TWP oil-based dark oak, 2 coats, wet on wet. It turned out really good. I didn't get a picture or a video of the clean after, but it really looked good. And this oil, we used 5 gallons on this 460 square foot deck. That's quite a bit, and we just finished, so it's still a little wet in certain areas, but as you can see, we sanded all the all the benches all the way around, feathered the edges, basically rounded the edges so there's no sharp edges, nowhere to get splinters. We really don't sand floors unless we're dealing with Brazilian hardwood, ipe, things like that, teak. We'll sand everything if we do teak, but they pay more. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed watching this and coming along with the ride, and let me know if you have any questions.